Welcome, Tiny Hands Big Dreams, here on the homestead in southern Ecuador. House update time, because who doesn't love some accounting? And like an update of what we've done. We realized the last update was May. Now, it wasn't the last update for us. We live here. We've been building the thing. We see it every day. You know how like sometimes like your children, you see them every day and all of a sudden like someone comes to visit and they're like, oh my gosh, they're huge. And you're like, they're the same as they were yesterday. So anyway, this may seem different to everyone else. For us, it's just a continuation. But let's go look at the progress we've made since May. We'll go through an accounting of what we've spent on the $3,000 house project, which I've tried to coin the term and make it like a thing, because it would be great if like the $3,000 house project went viral and like people are like, oh, you can have a house for $3,000? Yes, you can. Now that was a wild guesstimate on my part. I admit that. I still think I'm going to do it. I think it's going to happen. And I think it's going to be lovely and beautiful and comfortable for like the entire family. It's not going to be like, you know, living in some sort of cramped little shack thing. I think it'll be great. It's beautiful. Let's go look. The first thing is, you see all this extra roof that wasn't here? That's awesome. Now, that was actually pretty much all of it's gifted. Some very, very lovely people who I cannot possibly thank enough have donated money that we have put towards roofing, because honestly, the weather, climate thing changed, something extra rain. We literally got stymied. We just couldn't work in the house because it was raining all the time and everything was just mud. Also, we didn't have any money. So there wasn't like a lot that we could even just keep doing of like sweat equity, because it was just raining. We couldn't build walls. Heartfelt thanks to people that donated money. So the first thing we see, this is my room. These are battens, which we did buy. Now we bought them in really rough shape, and I've had to put a bunch of time into refacing them, sanding them, routing them, sanding them again, soaking them with boric water to keep the bugs out. But they're cheap. Second coat. So first coat looks like this. That's pretty rough. We admit that. It doesn't look like a super comfy sort of want to live in it house, right? Right. It looks construction-y rough. Now, second coat. Second coat starts to look better. It is hard. Is it as hard as drywall? Yeah, more or less. I don't know. And the wife does all the wall work. Is Elizabeth. She's been testing out some different mixes. She's found a secret magic ingredient that she'll share for about $1,000 a piece. I don't know that really, but you could try. That has made the mud magically stronger, magically stick better, and basically all things suddenly fixed and better. So that's cool. Let's go inside. Before we go inside, you see that? You see that? Check out my sexy ladder. That's one old house roof beam, and then one extra tree that we found laying around, and then a bunch of tree laying around that I cut into ladder tread, because that far end of the house here, I'll run down here. Don't laugh at me, woman. This end of the house has this lovely outdoor kitchen. Looks great on paper. In theory, it's awesome. We had one in Tennessee. We loved it. We used outdoor kitchen all the time. Processing animals, doing vegetables things, something. You have an outdoor counter, an outdoor sink, and a roof. And oh, it's just grand. Do you know that ground is way down there? That's like another 6 feet. You know that up there is like 8 feet from here. You know what that is? That's more than my ladder. How the hell do I get up there to put roof on? Well, you build a ladder. So that was a couple-day project. We had to build a ladder to simply be able to put on battens on this part, because like the ground is horrible and uneven and wonky. There's nowhere for this to go, and it's not tall enough anyway. That was part of our work. Okay. Now that we've just walked through the kitchen wall twice, my room. Now, we have a workbench for the first time in our existence here, which I have made out of basically 2x4s that I cut, again, out of a tree that I found laying around. And a couple of planks that we had that were in our shipping crate that we moved that are actually southern yellow pine. But we had these on top of like some stuff and some stuff stacked on them. They were literally just to help us move, but I still had them. And I'm like, a couple of sawhorses and we could have a sturdy workbench. So busted out the old miter saw for the first time in 3 years. Looks good. Yeah. So this was this was one of the first second coat wall tests. It didn't work so good. Now it didn't fall off on its own. We picked at it. We come in and we're like, that piece is loose, clunk. That piece is loose, clunk. Yeah, you hear the wife whimper every time I do that. This mixture did not work so great. It might have been okay had we not picked it off semi like dry, but it wasn't good. The new recipe is good, so we're moving on with that. We did figure out once I broke out the joiner to come back in and actually put a machined flat surface on all of our door and window frames. Now this gets another piece that goes here that's not installed yet, but you'll see how this is beautiful, nice wood. Again, all of this wood, which is really nice, was trees on the property that I milled with a chainsaw and then finished and sanded. This will end up being my door frame. So we're starting to get into like just touches of like fine finish work. So you see this like, oh, this is really rough. Like you're living like Flintstones grade here. You know, it's the beginnings. Here's another wall test. Like, it's solid. It's really nice. Like this is a second coat. Third coat, it will smooth over, be nicer again. We're getting there. It's interesting that the temperature in here, even with like wildly open windows, is really pleasant in the daytime. It's hot, it's this, it's that. We come in here, we're like, oh, it's just suddenly nice. We have great hopes for actually having a full house. Yeah. Now, the wife's room. The lovely wife's room or the wife's lovely room. You can go either way on that. We had a giant ditch here, which was actually like a split level thing. And then we built the wall and then we had to put plastic and then backfill it and gently tamp it. Not too hard, not too light, but not too hard. And gently tamp it on down so that we continue the floor up to the wall. And the plastic is to keep moisture from ingressing into the wattle and daub. Because that is a risk. We got the floor leveled, got in here with the levels and strings and things, and we chipped away at it. So this is pretty level. She's got walls are going in. I redid the window frames again with a nice like machined flat surface so they weren't sort of circus wonky, which will totally make life better. The only thing we have planned in the future is some window screen, which window screen frames have to pop in, which I'm also going to make. They don't do so well when the wood is rainbowy and irregular. Yeah. So everywhere that is open is going to be screen. Huge amounts of screen on this house. Because the weather here is lovely year round. It rains, it suns, it's hot, it's cold. With just the tiniest bit of protection and just a little bit of equalization, it is literally just beautiful the entire year. So we have some other little pieces that have to go in. All made possible by roof. That stuff. The thing that keeps the water out, mostly. Somehow I screwed up one of the seams and one of the seams leaks. So I have that to deal with. But except for that, it does a really great job keeping the water out. And we have continued. Everywhere there's roof, there is now wall. which starts as wattle.
The child waddles.
Wattle. I won't do it too hard. Again, she'll whimper if I knock it out of place. And then she comes in and muds it. And then this one, the same thing, plastic and a backfill. And this is how it goes together. These sticks, lovingly sourced from the forest. You have to just wander around until you find good sticks, and you chimp them. Yeah, I said that. You chimp them. And then you knock off all the little sides, and then you put them in, and then you get mud on it. It takes forever to gather the sticks. That's become one of our biggest headaches, is actually just finding all the sticks. We're running out of sticks. And you look around and they're like, there's so much tree. Too small, too big, wrong. There's a lot of wrong. You got to have just the right sticks. What else have we done?
I was going to say consult your list. I wrote it down.
You're off screen. You be quiet. So, on the list, Elizabeth's room. Oh, the bathroom. El Baño, as it is in the Ecuador. Oh. Tell me what this is. Tell me. Tell me. Who wants to win a prize? Anyway, so I have to go up on the roof to fix the leaky seam, which is in my room. So I found some elbow and shoulder pads out of an old motorcycle jacket, dual density foam, and again some planks of wood and some packing foam and some roofing screws. And I have made basically knee sliders so I can go up on the roof. These fit exactly in the little channels, and I can shimmy down the roof without denting it in any way, because a lot of times people walk on roofs and they just walk all over it, they just crease it everywhere, and I'm like, you just ruined that roof. Then nobody seems to care. I care. I made roof sliders. That's probably tomorrow, honestly, as soon as it stops raining. Now the bathroom, the last time you were here, there was no wall here. Excuse me, I'm in the shower. This is the shower. Last time I pointed at this was a small collection of odd sticks. Now, sturdy shelf. I could sit on that shelf, and it's not even done. We have our little peepee window into the kitchen. Not really going to be a peepee window. There's going to be a fridge there. There's going to be a water heater here. Yeah, the water heater we use, you basically have to fidget with it often enough that when you're in the shower, like, you're going to fidget with it. So it had to be within arm's reach of the shower. You won't be able to see in the shower. Big, beautiful window. This is the view you get when you take a shower. We could probably sell this on Airbnb, of like just that. So we got that done. I don't think anything else in the bathroom has happened. Oh, the rot repair. So because it's taken so long to get a roof, we have lost parts of the roof. This beam. Actually, this beam got a mushroomy soft spot right in the middle, which has then become my ladder. Remember the ladder? Did you see that it was one of the beams were tied in the middle? I literally took the roof beam, cut the rod of it out, and then took chunks out of it, slid it over each other, put a few screws and some string, and I made it half of the ladder. So that's our old roof piece. It was dry. Not ideal, but it was available and free. So I had to replace that because, yeah, it was a long span and it was right in the middle. It was rot. Like, that sucks. The plastic we have, the plastic here does not last. Within months, it just disintegrates into just like little chips of garbage. Low quality plastic. No, I think that's pretty much it. There was another one over here that I still have to replace. There's now a gap. There didn't used to be a gap. Again, so I'm going to cut the beam in half lengthwise, and I'm going to Siamese a piece in there just like a foot. but I figured that was okay to cut out since it wasn't super supporting anything. There's a few others that are getting questionable. I've sanded a bunch of it out. I've cut some of it away. I'm like, we're still okay. But like, we really need to get the roof up. Everywhere the roof is, everything is fine. Everything is dried out. There is no more rot. We're totally great. Over here, not so much. Costs. Since May 16th, which was our last update, 9 roofing panels have been purchased in 2 batches, $216. The price is going up on those. I hope it hasn't gone up again because we're going to try to get some more here. The 36 roofing battens, $40. Had it been 45 or 50 for much better quality, I might have gone with that. Sort of a bad deal. 1 bag of cement, $8. 2 bags of cal, which we use in the walls, $6 each, $12. Let's see, 2 bags of nails, $1 each, that's $2. 3 bags of screws for a total of $3.75. 3 meters of plastic, all this stuff, at $3. And then chainsaw, miscellaneous gas, chain thing, something that we use. We use it to make the fluff that the walls are made out of. So I'm going to call that $4. It's a hard to quantify kind of thing, which has us at $288.75, which is all we've spent since May. Now, our running total was $746.25 before that, so we're at a grand total of $1,035. $3,000 house project is only at $1,000-ish. Now, we have some more roof, agreed, and that's, going to be another, I don't know, $300, something like that. And then, there's not, we get into, we're going to have to buy window screen and some more plumbing and, some fixtures and things and stuff. Gosh, I think we are really safe with the original $3,000 estimate. So that dream's alive. That's what it is. Happy to answer questions. If you're interested in natural homes or anything else, we answer all the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you for the next one.